This is Andrian.
And this is Ray. Welcome to the Talk Lahhhhh podcast.
Every 2 weeks, we'll invite a new guest and
in every session, we'll dig into the life, relationships, and perspectives.
one question at a time.
Let's talk lahhhhh!
Yay. Hi, welcome and listen to our first ever podcast. And this is Andrian.
And this is Ray.
And you're listening to the
Talk Lahhhhh podcast.
So this podcast, I will let Ray talk about our structure for now.
Yeah, we're just keeping it very raw and dirty. But basically, since this is our very first one, we're going to cover three main important things. So the first one is why we're actually, what this podcast is about and why we actually want to start it. And then the second one, I think, is talking about more on how we actually met and more details about ourselves. So just keeping it really simple as the first one. Yeah.
So let's talk about how this podcast is going to be. So around every 2 weeks, if we can keep up to it, we'd invite a new guest. And we would, this would basically be our friends for now in the first few phases of this podcast. And we want to invite people who are interesting, who are hopefully good looking and interesting.
And pretty.
Yeah, of course. 2 dudes, right?
Got that booty? Okay, so then we can cut that out. But yeah, let's just continue.
We'll not cut this out. And the topic would be around fitness, entrepreneur, finance. We'd invite people with investment experience to share about their investments, and we'd share about tech. I really like tech, especially.
Oh yeah, and I'm in the industry of tech. Yeah, so I can give more perspective on that.
And then he's really into cryptocurrencies, so he would talk about that. He kept on asking me to buy Bitcoins, but I haven't bought any. But we'll talk about that in another episode. And then we'll talk about personal finance, and most importantly, for me, it's about relationships, because everyone has their own trouble, has their own issues.
So you have a lot of relationship highlights and lowlights that you want to share?
Issues.
Okay. Okay. More. Yeah. Stay tuned to this podcast, and you'll know more about the relationships that Andrian have went through.
Yeah.
Pretty juicy. Okay, you can continue.
Ray will talk about his marriage life. But yeah, congratulations to Ray as well for recently getting.
Thank you, Andrian.
Getting engaged.
Yeah. And thank you everyone for if you're listening and wondering, why are you at least two, I would say, decent looking guys talking. Yeah. Thanks for staying through, and I think thanks Andrian for giving the rough idea. But I think the main how should I say, the main idea on actually why we actually wanted to start this, because we feel like within our own circle of friends, each and every one actually have some sort of story, or they went through some special experience or special story that are actually worth sharing. So hopefully we can actually digest and pick out some of those insights or the things that they went through or the journey that they faced, right? Whether it's from their university or their childhood experience. Yeah. And we wanted to, keep it very raw and real, and actually bring out and share those different perspectives and ideas, right?
And most importantly is that because we have too much to say, and then our girlfriends doesn't want to listen to us talk anymore, basically.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think after a while you might realize I think you grow very quickly to understand maybe I don't really want to hear Ray. I don't really want to hear Andrian. Why are they doing the podcast? But hopefully the main idea is you get new perspective on whatever that you're doing, and at the same time you're having a good time listening to us. Yeah, because I think that's also one of the things that we wanted to achieve, that we need to actually start something. And one of the things, since we like talking, we like meeting new people, we merge the two together, and that's where we have the Talk Lahhhhh podcast. Something like that. Yeah.
So let me talk about the structure of the podcast. So every 2 weeks, just now what I said, then we would invite people. So first part, we would talk about probably the career, how did they come into their job, the basic part. And then afterwards, we talk about their expertise, their hobbies, what do they like to do. And most importantly, what we said is we talk about the relationships, how they became who they are through relationships, or what they've learned, or the methodology in their relationships. But it's just really casual. It's just we want to talk to people. We want to tell their story, because I think everyone has a story to tell, Ray and I included. We have a story to tell, and we want to share it. And I think the best medium is through podcasts. But we will also be on YouTube if I can edit it, because Ray wouldn't edit it, obviously.
I'm pretty much gonna free ride Andrian, and I just wanna speak to the microphone, get the thing done, meet new people. If it's a good looking chick, have an excuse to meet people that are
interesting.
Yeah. But I think just to add a bit on top is like really to give different people a voice to share out the different things that they went through. And I'm sure like what Andrian, I really like what you said, like everyone has a story to tell, and hopefully this becomes like their sort of treat hole to share to both of us and also to all our viewers out there. So but we'll try to keep things more structured down the road, but we'll definitely cover who they are, which industry that they're in, and that's how we're going to structure our podcast. And then after that, depending on how we're feeling, and when we chip in different topics, we can segment ways into more details, more juicy details on who they are fundamentally or at this core. But do you want to like also talk a bit about how we came up with this talk la kind of name? Because I think that's very interesting, right? To new people, what's this talk la kind of concept?
Which lead to a bit of our background, right?
In a bit. Continue.
So because Ray is from Malaysia, so we're like, and he constantly just say everything like okay lah. Everything to him is like okay lah. But then we want to, because this podcast is about talking, so we want to be like talk lah. So it incorporates a bit of him and a bit of me into the podcast. Like, so which leads to our background, which you can talk, or you have something to add on to.
No, I think you summarized it pretty well, right? Like, it's the first time, right, when I actually came to Hong Kong, I'm so used to adding la at the end of every sentence, because that's just the way Malaysians or Singaporeans will talk. Everything is la la la, okay la, can la, and then actually a lot of my Hong Kong friends actually pick that up, and everything's like la la la. Oh, are you from Malaysia, Singapore? But honestly, in Hong Kong, right, I think you guys agree that you guys use a lot of la too. So I felt like I have the right to use it. So but more context on la. I think why we also incorporate it is like more from a cultural perspective, yes. But I think more importantly is also from because la is just so universal, right? It can apply to a lot of different kind of scenarios. And due to the nature that we're going to invite a lot of people, right? So we also want to show like, hey, we're going to incorporate a lot of different kind of things, and la is just so diverse, and just hopefully be able to get.
It's something casual that we want to invite. Like, okay, la gives people the vibe and the feel that you can just go on a commute and you just want to relax, and you're just having a tired day.
Or like you just started a week and then it's Monday, you want to power through your Monday blue, and then everything's gonna be okay la talk la, and that's how because it's a podcast, right? So we're gonna talk, and that's why talk la.
So this is how we came to the topic, but I think hopefully it will continue and not just be a one-off project.
Hopefully this is not the last
podcast,
because this is actually the first, like literally the first.
But hopefully Ray isn't going to be too busy to be in this podcast, right? Well, I can change the co-host, by the way.
Fire me, find someone else.
But nah, I'm just kidding. So this is basically how we're going to structure this, and in the next episode that you're going to listen to, we'll talk about ourselves, how we met each other, and more to come.
And I think since we're pretty new in this space, we're always open for any recommendations or feedback on who we should invite, what kind of topics or what kind of different niches that you guys want us to cover, because I think we're quite dynamic, and we're open just as long as we can talk, right? We have the mic. I think Andrian bought this mic just so we have more reason to talk to each other. So we'll open the feedback. I want to hear what you guys think.
You can DM us, obviously, or you can just review us, subscribe to us, and give us a 5-star review, or you can also sponsor us if we ever come to that.
I think that's down the road. I think initially whoever wants to actually sponsor us, I think it's a bit sketchy too, right? Because we're like literally no budget. So
But if you want to like sponsor him and work on his workout channel too, because he also has an Instagram channel.
I think we can work on that. I think as we segue and get to know more deeper in episodes, you get to know more about Andrian
Yeah.
and also myself, and also our guests.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll start off by inviting our friends
Yeah.
first, and then we'll segue
Yeah.
into other industry leaders that that we've worked with, etc.
Yeah. Hopefully, we will be able to invite people who are famous in the industry, like Elon Musk. I think we both like Elon Musk.
Yeah, I think we'll just invest in Tesla. That's it.
Yeah. we can talk about Waylai too.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can review us, subscribe to us on whatever podcast network that you use, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever channel, and review us. Give us some recommendations, and we would read all of them because we're so new.
Andrian will read all of them.
I will read all of them, and then hopefully we would get some inspirations and ideas from you guys on who we can invite or what kind of topics do you want to listen to.
Yep. So I think that's pretty much all we have today, and yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and look forward to see you in the next and the future upcoming months. All right, peace out.
Let's talk lah!
Okay, we need to work on the coordination.
Yeah.
So down the road it will be better.
Yeah.
All right, peace out.
Bye.